series of tapes designed to help you understand the first-year experience at Millersville University. I'm Dr. Ralph Antonin, your host for the series, and with me today I have my good friend Jeff Adams. Jeff, I want to thank you for taking the time to do this.
Thanks, Doc.
And before we start talking about this first-year experience for exploratory students, we always like to get a little background information. Jeff, you were once a physics teacher, right?
I was. I was born and raised in Canada.
Okay.
Went to school and studied engineering. Fell in love with physics as an undergraduate. Did my graduate work in physics, and then I really wanted to teach, so I went and became a certified high school physics and math teacher.
Okay.
But I got one summer of teaching high school algebra, and then I got a job in Montana and went out there and joined the physics education group.
Okay.
Taught physics and astronomy for 15 years.
And then you came to Millersville, and you got a really top-level position here. You're the Associate Provost for Academic Programs, is that right?
Academic administration.
Academic Administration.
Close enough.
I always mess that up. Now, you have a very key role in something called the First-Year Inquiry Course. And right now, every exploratory student is placed in one, right? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
All right. What is this First-Year Inquiry Course?
Well, it's built on decades of research about the value of having a course for freshmen that brings them together with passionate faculty, teaching things they care about, not necessarily their disciplinary specialty, but things they care about, and providing an environment where freshmen get a chance to really explore and expose their own ideas through conversation, through reading, writing, and at the same time get the support they need to manage that transition to college. It's a big change to go from high school to college.
Okay.
And the faculty are not only there to help instill passion in learning and to help students make that transition to that sort of academic style of college, but also to provide the other kinds of support they need to ensure that they're successful for their next 4 years in college.
Okay. And what's really great about it, it counts as a 3-credit gen ed, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it counts toward the degree requirements, and that's because we see the value that it has for students.
Okay, it is also coupled with, is it English 110 or COM? Is that what it's coupled with?
Yeah, one of the things that students struggle with when they come to college is basically connecting with others. And many of them went through schools where they had their cohort of friends that they traveled from class to class, and we reproduce that on a small scale now through our freshman year experience program. So students not only take a seminar, but they'll also be in that same class with an English or a communications professor, and then also as well as sharing the same classmates, the faculty have an opportunity to bridge across that gap and try to extend the experience into both. And beyond that, we try to house the students so they're living at least in close proximity in the residence halls, so they get that built-in community right from the get-go, because we know how important that is to make those connections in that first semester.
And this is called part of the living, learning community, as
Absolutely.
I understand it. Students are always asking me, in the spring I get this letter and I get some choices. Is that what happens in the springtime? You've been admitted to Millersville. Before you come here, you get a list of all the inquiry courses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to choose. How does that work?
As an incoming freshman, almost all of their courses get scheduled for them based on their selection of major, or if they're exploratory, based on meeting their general education needs and helping them explore various curricula. The one exception is the seminar course, where we really encourage students to tell us where their passions lie. And so they will get an email which will direct them to a list of all of the seminars that are available, and we really encourage those students to let us know which are your top, say, 4 or 5 that you would most be interested in. Now, there are no bad decisions, but if a student sees a course in homes and homelessness, I know you've interviewed Dan for that one, and or Lynn Marquez's course on the scientific revolutions, they may see that and say, that really interests me. It's not necessarily where I want to study, but that's an intriguing idea. And then they can list that course, and we do our best to match students up with their preferred seminars.
So they get an email. They don't get a letter. They get an email.
They get an email, and they will vote electronically. So they will go onto a website and be able to just click the right buttons to let us know what they want. The challenge is that they've got to do this quickly, because the turnover, because we've got to get students scheduled, we've got to let the registrar's office know what their preferences are, get them scheduled, and then get them into their room assignments as far as the living learning communities. And all that happens pretty quickly. So I really encourage students to watch for that email and be ready to respond.
Okay. Now, it used to be in the old days you couldn't drop this course, but I have recently seen some people able to drop the inquiry course, which also does it drop the English course too, or that's a difficult one.
It is a difficult one. Students normally are able to withdraw from courses if, and usually in their estimation, they're not making sufficient academic progress, or as often happens, something in life gets in the way with them meeting their goals.
Right.
That's a routine part of campus life. We don't normally permit students to drop this course because we don't want them, in some sense, shopping for this course. They have the opportunity to make an informed decision. We hope they take advantage. We also are committed that there's just no bad choice they can make.
Okay.
The faculty that do this do it because they're committed to making it work. So students who drop this course or withdraw from the course do it as an exception. And we fully recognize that things come up that are unanticipated, and we deal with those on a case-by-case basis.
Now, when they drop it, does that mean they also drop the English course, or do they keep the English course?
It depends on the student. It depends on what their situation is and what's driving that decision. We're treating these now as exceptions to policy, and so we always try to make what is the best decision for the student at that case.
Okay. Well, is there anything you would like to add? Any questions you think I haven't asked? Anything that you would like to add in addition to what we talked about this wonderful inquiry course?
Millersville University has developed a great program. I was involved in developing this program before I came to this institution. And one of the things that I loved about coming to Millersville was that this program was up and running, it had committed faculty, and I think it was ready to go to the next level. And what makes it work is the students. For 11 or 12 years, most students have been going to school, and the teacher stands at the front of the room and tells them what to think.
Okay.
These courses work because they invite students to tell us what they think, because we understand that learning happens in the student, and that these seminars really provide a great opportunity to explore how that works, to share ideas, to put ideas out there, to chew on them, to have other people react to them. And that's the essence of college life, and this is such a great way to begin that process.
Well, Jeff, you sold me. I'm going to come back.
Are you going to sign up?
I'm signing up. I'm coming back as a freshman.
All right. I tell you, when I review these proposals, and I've seen all other faculty do this, they look at the proposal and say, I wish I could take this class.
I really would.
Yep.
I mean, and I think I've talked to many senior, junior, they said, why couldn't I have taken a course like this as a freshman?
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for all your hard work, and I want to thank you for listening. Really, 3 credits, Gen Ed approved. You will be in one if you're an exploratory student, have a living learning community. Boy, did I wish I would have had this when I was going to school. Thank you for listening.